Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of the rest of the video that I took. I drove all the way across the country from DC. I had John Fitch with me, not from DC, but on this video, and I'm hoping he's going to pop back in. We were having video issues, and I think that he might be resetting his modem or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But really, guys, I really felt like I wanted to analyze a lot of this with somebody else, as so much to unpack, right? I tried to stay away from the news on the way back from DC. Here he comes right here. We got him. There he is. Are you on, Fitch?
Yep.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on.
The dang Ethernet cord came unplugged on the other end.
Was that what it was? You were on Wi-Fi,
That's
right?
what it was.
Exactly.
I was like, what is going on?
Exactly.
I don't know what happened.
I knew it. Great. Now
Sabotaged.
there we go.
Sabotaged. I think Apple or Google or Facebook broke in and unplugged the Ethernet cord, and I was not watching.
I'm glad that you're going to have a good sense of humor about this. So to start it off, guys, again, we're going to go over a bunch of exclusive videos that you haven't seen anywhere else, I promise. Well, you know, some people are calling for my arrest, John. I might be a seditionist. I just want to say this.
Did you set anything on fire or shoot an old retired black police officer in the head?
This is what happened.
Didn't? Oh, wow. Because they're two completely the same things. I blew up and yelled at some of my friends.
Brother, we got a lot to talk about.
Because they're like, oh, it's totally different things. I was like, no, dudes, a riot is a riot. I've been in 2 riots in my life. They were wrong. I probably should have gotten in trouble. Everybody else should have gotten in trouble too. The reason? Basketball games. Like, oh, hey, man, we lost the big game. Or, hey, we won. That's not an excuse. Your reasons don't matter.
And
I'm upset about this thing.
That's
like, we're supposed to have civility, laws, reason. Like, in order for that to work, you can't riot.
Well, here's the thing. We've never called those people domestic terrorists either. If they did it at a stadium.
Well, we've been trying to call Antifa domestic terrorists for a long time.
Well, I'm not trying to listen. I've never have. That's the whole thing. Like, remember we've had this discussion before about statues, and I've always said that, look, it's a very slippery slope. They take that statue down, destruction of property, the proper charges. We don't need to put them in another category. Like they're going to take, you know, like there's some kind of a real.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. The things are already like assault. Assault is already illegal. You don't need to make it a hate crime.
You don't. So, all right, guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, share. Let's do the spiel. But before we get to the spiel,
JohnFish.net.
So. The first night I get there, John, I actually stay with Luke and Tim Pool at Tim Pool's house. All right, and you know, talk to Tim.
In his van, in the back of his van.
Yo, he's got
Tim Pool's house in the back of his van.
Listen, first of all, the house is ridiculous, just like everybody says. But like, you know, Tim really believes the Civil War is coming. Luke's little van thing, it's not really a van. Like he bought like a really good RV, and I was surprised how much he got it for. It's got like 100-gallon water tank. It's got a kitchen in it, all the amenities. So props to Luke. But then I went in, and basically, first of all, Tim was going to go from the W, right? So I had to go to the W to see if they had internet. Those guys never even used the W, and I didn't even get to use that hotel room either, really, because they ended up calling a curfew after the Capitol, and the only thing I did was stop there to take a piss, really, on the way back to my car because I didn't want to get caught up. I wanted to go get the footage up. You know, a million things to do in this whole situation. But I got a hotel right outside of D.C. because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I also stay an extra day all the time because I know I'm going to get beat up and who knows what's going to happen. Dude, first of all, I stay there and the place is packed, obviously. You know, I can't even believe I got the hotel. I got up at 6:30 in the morning. Half the cars were already gone. So I got to D.C. at like 8:30 in the morning, okay? But here's where the kicker is. I stay the extra night. Everything's fine with all the like MAGA stuff and people with like crazy stuff on their cars and all that. But this is the neighborhood I'm in, man. I wake up. That's my car with the trunk in the back. That's the broken out window of the car next to me. They're on little plastic.
This is DC. This is in DC.
I'm on the DC Maryland border. I even tried to stay outside of DC. This reminds me of like New York City 80s shithole walking through as a kid, man. If you don't think right now, this doesn't listen, man. I've been traveling to DC and around the country for a long time, and it's not like I stayed in a crappy place or, you know what I mean? You don't see this stuff unless you're seeing a downfall of society and not enough real police.
I saw a car. I took my dog to the vet on Friday to pick up some pills, and there was a car up on blocks. All the windows busted out, plastic like put into them that was kind of busted out too. On all blocks, no wheels. Like I hadn't seen that
forever. Listen, I forgot about the plastic crate things because the plastic crates only last so long, guys. Like they literally at the end by the last one they crushed out of the car. All right, guys. Listen, I'm fully demonetized. I just did spend a bunch of money on even that little hotel. $5, $10, $15. Big donors. You mean the world to me. A lot of you did come through this week. Dude, I had people walking up to me like you wouldn't believe, handing me money on live streams. There was no way to live stream, by the way, during the Capitol or even at the event. It was just all the cell data was jammed up. Rockfin. Crypto is exploding right now.
Crypto is exploding and censorship is exploding. So like, I'm so happy to be on the Rockfin platform because like when they strike me, because it's coming, because I'm not going to shut my mouth. I'm going to say some offensive shit and somebody's going to report me. All the blue pill little pussies are going to fucking, my feelings are hurt.
You should be more
respectful of people's feelings. And then I'm going to get banned on them. And then it's just going to be me on Rockfin. So like,
I mean, I'm trying to utilize this platform for as long as possible, but they're also trying to take Parler off the App Store. And they've banned it off of Google's Play services.
Yep, I saw that also. So like, okay, so start adopting new technologies because you need to be ready too, because anything could get popular and things could shift anyway. So you need to be doing that anyways. And then, I don't say abandon the old platforms because you can still hook in and waken up some like people who quite aren't there yet. Make them kick you off. Make them kick you off. Stay on there until they kick you off.
And I've been savvy about it. Now, again, we're going to show you some footage on the way to the Capitol.
If you're not like singling out anybody in particular, like you're a little more safe than if you like point out to this person in particular is bad and blah, 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 versus saying in general speak.
Nancy Pelosi just called for us to be seditionists and be charged with domestic terror. I just want to say this. I went as a journalist. I didn't break anything. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't destroy any property. Okay, period. And I filmed an event and I got closer than most. And I
yelled at some of my friends on a group chat because like they're trying to excuse away like Black Lives Matter's protests and Antifa's fires and murders. Like people were murdered.
Well, I'll say this.
And they're trying to say that that's okay because the cause was right.
Well,
they literally told me this. They said it's okay that those things happen because of the injustice of the police and blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, you've lost the plot, man.
Well, so last night when I went back to the hotel, I was watching Graham Elwood, and he was talking about what was going on. And I just wanted to say, out of the gates from being there, that I thought there was a lot of distortions on both sides, aka obviously the mainstream narrative of it, but then the alternative narrative that it was all Antifa and this and that. I mean, I've got Trump supporters fighting and bear macing cops, like hands down. But I also have Trump supporters ripping down people that are trying to smash the windows. Dude, they passed a sledgehammer up, John. Like right next, they could. No one's reporting on that. I was there. They passed a sledgehammer up to the hole where they were trying to push through, and one of the Trump guys that got the sledgehammer handed it off to the police so they wouldn't be hit. I mean, we're talking wild stuff happening in DC. Now, before I even got there, the shooting had already happened. Like I was getting texts from my mom making sure I was okay. I didn't even realize that happened. It was a long, weird day. Let's start to get to some of the video footage. So, and by the way, when you were talking,
so one of the things, well, how did the day start? It just started mostly with marches.
All right. So what you're going to watch here is and there's no sound on it. So we'll do this. By the way, to your point on losing the left and this and that, I actually went on Graham Elwood's show last night because he was talking about it. And me and Elwood went back and forth for a good half an hour about what I saw and what I felt. And I talked about, BLM and how they're covered in the media and how this might be. And I'm like, are you going to charge, the grandma that was next to me in the bleachers as a domestic terrorist?
Didn't Black Lives Matter? They started under Obama, and didn't they kill like 5 cops when Obama was president?
I don't know about that, but I do know that it morphed from something different in the very beginning. But then even in the beginning, so you'll get a kick out of this. So Dylan Avery was there, right? So Dylan just put out 7, really great documentary. Now, Dylan happens to think the election was fair. Now, me and Dylan are going to disagree on that, but he wanted to come see this for himself, And when we were talking about it, he did a documentary called Black and Blue that came out just before Ferguson. And he was talking to me about how he had Cassandra Fairbanks in that way back in the day, and how she and how she flipped super totally. Lucky. Yeah. And this was my thing with Graham. You look at this. This is all peaceful. No one's smashing anything. And by the way, this is only like half the march up to the Capitol that you're watching. There's a parallel one. I think I actually do pan to the side there, guys. For a while, you can start seeing there's 2 different streets that converge. Now, at this time, there's already people in the Capitol, and that girl's already been shot, apparently, John. I just want to make that clear. All right. I tried live streaming some of it, obviously, but none of this was happening. I did get a live stream off before it caught up. Now, by the time I was there, the bleachers hadn't filled up, but people they had started dispersing, and they were on the first level. So they were past the stairs and on the first level and then going up. And the people that were going to the second level were like getting bear maced, but still getting up there. Okay. So basically there was cops on the second level, bear macing, but people were just still going up. Those cops end up going to regroup. As more and more people pile in, eventually we're going to get to the point where there's like one hole on the second level. The mobs are in there, and then those are the ones fighting in a bottleneck, really, against the cops. Eventually, on the left-hand side of where we'll get to in a long time, they do smash out the bottom window, and I do witness a bunch of people getting into the Capitol building. So here we are, we're at the Capitol. Now, if you notice, the bleachers are empty at this point. All right. So, but you see the people have overtaken the podium up front. And like I said, you can start seeing people up on the sides there. So hold on, because this is a little bit longer, we'll just go over to the web view for more people to look. You can see that now the scaffold is full of people, and people have flags up on the sides.
Yep.
Okay. But again, I'm a concert kid, so I'm pretty patient. And by the way, I'm here to cover this. You pick your openings. And right now, does this look like an angry insurrection for blood? And by the way, there was enough people there that if they really wanted to, with the security that was in the Capitol, they could have overtaken the whole building without a doubt. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they could have gotten violent with as many police that were there as well.
Could have burned the city to the ground.
There was a lot of people there, John. And this is all after
they could have made it look like Minneapolis.
Yes. So now here we are.
They could have.
And now you see the place has been pretty overtaken. The bleachers still are not full. But now I get up as high as where you see that second level from the highest level. So basically where those people are right in the front there and that whole level. So that's where I end up eventually. But again, the cops have now retreated to the top level. Let's get a bigger zoom here for people. And by the way, thumbs this up, subscribe, and share. And johnfitch.net is where you find John. Now, you can see the yellow jackets up top, okay? That's it. In other words, the police there, but we're going to get to the actual place. Up on that second level is where the pushback is and where the real craziness begins too, John. Let's see. How long is this one? See, I don't even know how long I end up.
So then, okay, so the video I saw, the initial breach of the Capitol was the police kind of like letting people in.
All right, so here's the next thing. Maybe some of that happened. That's absolutely possible. Like, especially the way that, like, you know, I don't know how Mr. Bison guy gets in. You know what I mean? You're in full LARP outfit. Like, like you're not, like, if you notice everybody in here, and by the way, there was some crazy shit I saw. I saw some woman dressed up in a full Predator outfit, bro. I mean, head to toe, like it was Halloween, and you were best Predator outfit. So we'll skip over this one because this, what the hell? We'll put it in the background. You can watch this and my actual interview, but this is now when I've gotten up to the door that will bring me to the second level. So now I've reached the front, and I'm up on the Capitol myself with everybody. So now you're starting to see the bleachers also fill up. And there's a doorway that's going to be behind this wall. I taped that guy in the backpack behind me cutting wires, John. We showed that one last night. You know, I talked to some people up here. See, this one takes a while. Let's see. But up top is when it really starts to get. But you'll see the bleachers will also fill up. So by then, I think this girl's shot. Bison Man's already in there. You know,
you're already inside. It's like
that's already over with. Now, on the flip of that,
like to me, like okay, so this is like conspiracy theory. Put on the tinfoil hats. Yeah, they let in a handful of goofballs just so they could make it look like, oh my God, look at this tragedy of justice.
One of the cops did die, and the other thing they're not telling you is in the initial breach they did they shot rubber bullets. My buddy not only got gas.
What was the cause of death of the police officer?
From injuries. But I will say this.
Injuries.
Well, again.
Was he diabetic? Did he have like heart disease? What does that mean?
Listen, man. To downplay the violence when you start seeing what happens, it happened. There was some violence. I want people to know. And for instance, my buddy who got shot with rubber bullets and had I held a rubber bullet for my very first time in my life, John. He had the rubber bullet, and then he also had the hockey puck dispenser. So have you ever seen that? I'd never seen one of those either. So it's like a little mini hockey puck that dispenses several bullets. So he got hit. He had one and he had that. In fact, we had dinner. Milicic is the one that called me and said that the Capitol had been breached. Now, my buddy was part of the Capitol breach where he got shot with the rubber bullets and got gassed. Now, when I first got there, you also saw like a gas bomb go off, okay? So you heard an explosion and you saw it, and they were gassing people. I've got people crying coming down and, you know, getting water poured on their eyes and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Other than the bear mace.
I saw the video of that one lady who was like,
"Oh,
I went in and they gassed me in the face." They're like, why'd you go in there? Like, it's a revolution.
Dude, they got a canister of the bear mace from the police and then started bear macing the police. I got that on film. In this little hole when we got there.
Bad optics. I mean,
it is bad optics, and
it's terrible. I don't know, man.
Listen, I'm with you.
I've talked to people who are more left leaning, and they're like, you know, why would somebody think it's okay to do that? I'm like, these people have been locked indoors for 8 months, and they watched 6 months of violent riots.
Now here we are.
Violent riots.
Listen, this is where we're at. Now we're up on that level. Like I said, see how the top level still has the police officers there. So let's get a better look for this. Let's see how long this one is. Yeah, this is a good minute 40. All right, so in the middle there, where you see the gentleman waving his arms down, that's bottlenecked with cops. So that's the only other place that cops are other than what you're seeing on the top level there. Now, you notice the cops aren't messing with any of the people hanging off the top level or anything like that. There is no violence there. Basically, these windows, one of them's already kind of been smashed, but not really. Now they start fighting with the police officers on the inside, you know, and it gets wacky, dude. Like, it gets wacky. Now, the window to the left, right? The window to the left, that's the one that ends up getting breached. Not the top, but the bottom part of it. Eventually, and that's where I also film people going into the Capitol when we get there. But again, now you can start seeing there. Now you can see the batons. Now you can see some of the batons coming out of the middle. Again, I have better zoomed footage and I get closer much easier. But as you can see, you know, that's where a lot of this happens. Here comes the cops outside. You see there? Here comes one of the sticks. And there goes some stick beating.
Yeah, I'm feeling shit.
You're seeing the stick
time. Get some stick time, folks.
Do they do that today, Jim? Every once in a while, John, is that a thing? Do they get out the sticks? You know what? They're beating us with censorship. I can tell you that. So this one's another 1:07. This one just started. Again, guys, you're watching this. Really, I'm watching this for the first time too. We watched the other stuff together last night, but we're probably going to play some of that as well, especially the sledgehammer piece.
Yeah. So I mean, like, the media cycle is like, 4 videos of some violent pushback, but like most of it's just people just like chilling.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they wanted to get violent, look how many people are there.
Yeah.
I mean, take a look.
I mean, and you could say the same thing. Like, okay, it's the Black Lives Matters protest. Like, oh, there's only a certain percentage of people. Like, but like the violence was way more severe.
Yeah, no. Again, every time someone really got violent,
yeah, it's the mental gymnastics. Like what the argument I keep hearing is like, oh, well, was the Capitol building, and this was treason to like an American election, and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I don't get it. Like, no, I don't see it any different than burning and looting and killing people in the streets for months.
So here we go. Now you can see.
And it's not defending anybody. They're all idiots. They're all idiots.
I'm with
100% idiots. Dumb. You're stupid. If you took part in any of those protests and violence, you're dumb.
I'm with you, man. Again, the violence, as you're seeing, the windows tried to be smashed, but they've actually, ripped that person down. But this part right over here. Well, let's see if we can get in there. Yeah, right here you can see that, and this is still the hole where people are still trying to get in. We'll play some of the other stuff. What do we got there? Oh, volcano action?
Boxed wine.
Yeah. Oh, boxed wine. I got it wrong. By the way, John, it was good seeing you on New Year's. I had a fun New Year's with you. How
I had a great time. That was a great show. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun show.
I had nothing else to do because, like, I had, my Tinkle's renting a room from me, and we do our podcast, and we were going to do something, and then he ended up staying up around family and friends, in Modesto, or I call it Les Desto instead of Modesto. It's Les Desto. The Modestians get it. They laugh. But, so I was like, you know what? I can just sit here and do nothing, or I can get drunk and talk shit online and play music.
See, this guy right here with the gray hat, I have a lot of film on him, and he seems like a provocateur kind of guy. He's always screaming. He's angry.
So this is what I find odd, and this is what I want to talk to you about.
Sure.
Is did you see any skirmishes with Antifa?
Not once. And let me say this.
Well, okay, yeah. So I don't want to put this off on like, oh yeah, there were like secret Antifa agents, but like that's really weird to me that every event that anybody who is doing something pro-Trump or pro-prayer, or freedom of speech, Antifa shows up every time. So why aren't they there now?
It was. Listen, I did see Antifa, but I didn't see any conflicts with Antifa. And again, I'm just saying, like, every time I saw people trying to smash, until actually the way they got in the window on the side, they got a doorbuster. They used one of the fucking police doorbusters. And again, where the sledgehammer came from.
That's why civilians are supposed to have the same weapons and tools that the feds have.
We are so screwed, Fitch. We are living in the running man, bro. Like that's the next thing, the deep fakes, all the censorship. I think one of the biggest markets.
What's going to happen now is it's going to be mass and quick surveillance. They're going to rein in the internet as fast as they can. Next step is guns.
Yeah. Well, I think
because they've already taken care of social gatherings and meetings. We can't meet up in the pubs and the restaurants and wherever and have meetings and talk about shit. We can't do it. It's already gone. Then they're going to take the freedom of speech away and the ability to communicate online, and then the guns go.
Bro, you want to know how fucking crazy DC is?
Trifecta of oligarchy, control, and power.
You know, I want to disagree with you, Fitch. By 450 watching, we only got 120 thumbs up. What is that? Let's get it up, guys. Come on, let's get it up.
Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Hit thumbs up.
Thumbs it up. You look at this, Fitch, and we talk about technology as a solution. You know, you said some kind of new technology. Why are we thinking about new technology? Where are all the hackers? Okay, not only do we need to start hacking the shit out.
They're all blue-pilled. They're all Silicon Valley sycophants or whatever you call them.
Well, all right, and on top of that, and that's not true. There's plenty of libertarians that do independent work.
That's true, yes.
And the other thing is, why aren't we making an operating system that you can load on old iDevices? Seriously, you know how many iPhones there are out there that are old? Make something else run. Not Android, not iOS, okay? Just like we need a hacked new operating system.
Open source.
Yes, that's open source.
we need to get McAfee out of prison and get the ghost phone.
Well, I don't even know if that's I don't trust John McAfee.
I got connects.
I don't trust me some John McAfee, bro. You know how I feel about McAfee. I don't get me wrong. Like,
man,
you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm just come on. No, thank you.
No.
I'm not trying to diss McAfee. I'd talk to him, but I need some real shit now. I need some not pirate shit. Like, I need the real not pirate shit. You're not gonna catch me. I
think you're right. I think we need pirate shit.
Well, that's what I mean. We need the
pirates.
ultra.
We need more pirates.
We need ultra pirate like operating systems for everybody to get around these people. Because listen, we were talking about Rockfin, right?
What needs to happen? There needs to be an app store that's not related to frickin' these tech giants.
There is. See, that's the thing. There is, but it's guys like me that know about it. Okay, so like, if you jailbreak your iPhone, there's Cydia and there's all these other, but you have to put in repo sources. You know what I mean? It's not point and click. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, they can take.
Well, that's what needs to happen. That the guys out there are problem solvers.
So here you go. We're watching a thing right here. This guy, watch this guy.
Click. Make these things Jason's talking about. Make them more applicable and point and click. You'll make your money.
So
get paid in Bitcoin, bros.
John, this guy dressed in full black with black gloves is now on top of the police. Now he has a stick in his hand. Now he's going to take that stick and break it over their head twice. So there's one, and there's the second time. Okay.
He looks Antifa.
I don't know what it is.
He looks I know that feminine swing.
All I'm saying is there's some of the madness that was going on, and I think that this. All right, so I think
guys, it's really bad optics. Don't do this shit. Like, if you're seriously, okay, if it's time for revolution, like, you're not showing up in your hats and flags and this bullshit. That's not it. That's not it. You have like well-trained, organized units that are massively armed. That's a revolution. That's a takeover. If you're going to demonstrate and protest, just stand there and cheer. Like, be realistic.
Well, we're back. We're back. Like, this is my separate phone, so I had two phones, and then I'll dump the other footage in here too, John, and we'll get to the daddy pants footage. But this is all the stuff that we didn't play yesterday. We'll play Sledgehammer again and some of the greatest hits. I promise, because that's where I use the pro camera. This is just the cell phone stuff. The pro camera gets into the real nitty gritty where you can see some damaging things. But folks, man, I don't know what we're going to do here, because if you can't, like you said, point and click, right? People don't know how to do it. But if you said to grandma and grandpa, you know, give me your iPhone, or here's a new iPhone, and it already has it on it, and it is as easy and updatable as that, right? And you can use all the major networks, that's great. And that would create a new market. But you talked about how we can't organize because we can't speak to one another. They're training a snitch society. In fact, they're acting like they can't figure out who was in the Capitol. Give me a break. And by the way, John, I didn't see one National Guardsman the entire time I was there. In fact, there was barely any police even at the actual rally. You know, aside from... what's that?
You know what is kind of interesting that I just kind of noticed that I have not heard anybody bitch about from the press?
What's that?
Nobody's wearing masks.
Yeah, nobody. Well, that one is. See, this is the other press chick.
But like no, but have you heard one super spreader event article? Have you seen anything? No.
No.
Like, why is that narrative? Why did that narrative disappear?
Dude, in DC, the narrative is so strong.
Camera autofocus.
Yeah, there you go. We got to teach you how to keep that in focus.
I don't know what's going on.
I know. You just got to open up your settings and have them open, and then you got to take off autofocus. You got to click something. It's just a clickety-click in the preferences. Man, what were we just talking about? I'm sorry, guys. By the way, again, forgive me. I drove 13 straight hours.
13 straight hours.
13. I did it in 13 straight, man. You know what? I mean, people don't realize, dude. I
drove 4 hours. I was impressed. I did it 4 hours straight. Like last weekend, I was like
4, John.
No major stops. Like a quick. Yeah, I drove one way 4 hours, no stops. I was like, I almost ran out of gas at the end. It's like, hey, I just got there. Like another 2 miles, I would have been like done.
This is why we do it, though. Guys, like, you got to have fun, right? Like to me, people were saying to me,
life is fun.
You know, aside from like they're calling for my arrest, John, which is ridiculous, right? They're saying, oh, you were too much in your comfort zone. And I go, my comfort zone is covering the news. I go, I wasn't chanting. I wasn't cheering. I wasn't, destroying anything.
Talking to people watching.
Yeah, I was taping what was going on. And again, when we get to the sledgehammer footage later, I mean, I think that maybe the next and maybe the last one I get is when they actually barricade through the side. Very possible. Oh, all right. So those are all done. Let's see what we got. Let's bring up more. Boom. All right. Where do we want to start it? Hold on, John. Thumbs up, sub, and share. Fitch, what'd you do while all this was going on? Just watch the news and be like everybody's crazy?
Yeah, I had a lazy day. I got drunk and had a date last night, so I laid around on the floor with the dog and scrolled and read stuff. And then I got the kids this afternoon after they were done with school, and we played catch and played outside and played with the dog. And then movie time. They watched the Simpson movie.
Oh, I love the Simpson movie. All right,
it's kind of like their first introduction to Homer Simpson.
Really?
They're fans.
They should be. It's my favorite. And
I want to show them any of the new stuff, and I haven't like taken the effort to like show them the old stuff.
You know,
new stuff's all like PC.
I'm torn because I haven't seen the last 3 years, and it's like I've seen literally every other episode.
I haven't seen it, but I just keep reading. It's all PC and Noah Boo and all this other shit. And I'm just like, it's just I'm done.
I was a little bit disappointed by the latest Treehouse of Horror. I do catch those every year. So here you go. This is a good look because now you can understand how many police were actually in that tunnel. Probably about 5 to 10 times as many as you're seeing coming out right now. You know, that they had that thing bottlenecked and locked down pretty well. Again, I just
so do people get through there at all?
No, they end up breaking the window on the left. But like I'm not even kidding you, man. Wait till you see the sledgehammer. They try to fucking pass a sledgehammer up there. But again, one of the MAGA guys is like, no, we're not going to sledgehammer these people, and hands it to the cop. You know, it's a weird situation, for sure. You know, like there's one of the sticks, and by the way, the cops had a baton that would like spray mace on people.
Oh, cool, great.
See, those guys are trying to calm people down, but then eventually there's bear mace involved.
Do they have the baton, the electric batons like they had in like Demolition Man or whatever that was? They get those yet? That's what I'm waiting for.
I don't know any about. Here's a megaphone guy. Doesn't really go well for megaphone guy. We played some of that before. I want the sledgehammer bit. Did I already skip over the sledgehammer? See here you can see some scuffling happen. This guy right here, that's the guy, the guy in the gray hat. Here, this guy I do not trust. He smashed a lot of stuff. Right? It's behind the Trump flag. And he smashed a ton of stuff.
Probably wasn't even. He's probably an agitator on purpose.
I mean, you gotta think that they had to have agitators.
Was it Soros? Was it you, Soros?
You're begging for it to get banned. You're like Soros.
I mean,
that's a joke. Everybody, nobody's blaming. Hey, there's freedom, guy. There's freedom. There's also Patriot Rob Zombie.
People who don't understand that there's a lot of pissed off people.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot of pissed off. Like, that's what I think a lot of people don't understand on certain sides, is that these people aren't just all stupid hillbillies. Like, they're pissed off. They feel like the government lied to them. They've been mistreated. Like, and this isn't the Trump shit. Like, George W. Bush, weapons of mass destruction. The way he handled 9/11. We go to fucking Iraq.
Yeah, how is it that they're not banning him off of Twitter? He's cost way more lives.
Yeah, I mean, the million people dead there. And then Obama takes over. He lies constantly. He speaks well, but everything he says is a lie. He doesn't do shit about Guantanamo. He doesn't fucking end any of the wars. He bails out the bankers. He kicks a shitload of people out of their homes. Fucking sends a shitload of guns to Mexico for some fucking crazy reason. He doesn't do shit for black people at all. He starts putting kids in cages. He built the cages. He deported more illegals than any other president. Like it was like multiple presidents combined. He deported more than them. He built way more miles of wall than Donald Trump did. It's like 170 feet or whatever to 13 or some shit.
See, I think right here, this is what I'm talking about. This guy they're trying to beat in here, and I think eventually somebody pulls them down. They're trying to stop them. See, so here's some of the window smashing. And see, that guy stops him right there. You see it?
So they pulled it down.
He did. Yep, he pulled him down, and he's going to pull the other guy down too. So let's go back.
You don't see that with Antifa.
Here, let's see what they're saying. We'll bring the volume up on this one if I can get my fucking mouse over there. All right, so let's bring it back to the beginning. Let's do a John Fitch, Jason Burmis analysis.
Stop him. People are yelling.
Stop him.
Okay, grabbing him through the guitar.
Okay, there's a cheer. They rip it away from him.
You gotta hit him with the cane.
And he hits him with the cane. And then there's an F Antifa chant. You know, you see those people in the front there. And this is that guy I was telling you in the full black. He's got black gloves on, and he's got that black hat.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so that's weird that people like breaking stuff and doing violent stuff are all black dressed. Everybody else looks like they got something Trump or American flag somewhere.
Well, here we go. This guy gets up there like.
I wonder if they were trying to break in and find out anything else about that the spy that hacked all the Alwar. What is it?
Yeah, the Iran thing. Listen, man. Again, I've been gone for like 3 or 4 days. I'm hearing like there you go. There's more. Like I got some pretty wide. This isn't even the bear mace yet. Like, you know, things got quite wild. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, so there's plenty of Trump people there like, hey, stop. I would think it would be a little bit more. I would think. I would think that more people be fighting with other people, like trying to do that shit.
Well, I'll say this again. Like, this isn't even the people that.
But again, they also watched 6 months of other people doing the same shit, and nothing happened to them.
Well, I
no,
totally
no
agree.
jail time, no arrest, no condemnation from the press.
I'm just saying, like, remember, all the stuff you saw in the media on the inside's already happened. You know what I'm saying? All that's already happened. This is like now later on, and you've got. Like some of these guys, like that guy right there, he is dressed in all black. Again, like he's in the front line. I have no idea where the sledgehammer came from when it does come up there, but it's a legit, like, could kill you sledgehammer. And let's go.
They've got big poles. They've got certain things.
Yeah.
They've brought.
Let's see. And they're the guys wearing the helmets, like helmet guys. Somebody's got a shoe at this point. Yeah, some people are coming back because the bear mace. There's a sledgehammer. So the sledgehammer starts going pushed up. This is a 7-minute video breakdown. Let's see what we got for the sound.
He brought a sledgehammer. Is one person walking up, or he was like passing it up?
Sledgehammer goes up. See the guy in the red hat? Hands it to the cops.
Dude, you get attempted murder, you hit somebody with a fucking sledgehammer.
That's right. It is fucking murder.
Don't fucking give it to him!
Yeah, see, they gave it to him.
Do you fucking idiot!
No, you're a dumb fuck.
Whoever fucking... No, I just want to make that extremely clear.
Let's complain about Antifa and Black Lives Matter for 6 months, and then go do the exact same thing.
Yeah. So, like, again, there were people that were trying to provoke something, but the people, I just want to reiterate that there was enough Trump people there, or whatever you want to call them, that literally, just listen to it again. So people understand I'm not making this up. They passed the sledgehammer up towards the police, and they handed it to the police because they realized that was too much. So again, we're going to back it up in real time. Hopefully my computer's not going to do this. Yo, what's up with VLC?
Murder, you hit somebody with a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Don't fucking give it to him!
Yeah.
The Trump guy in the scarf on the left-hand side handed it to him. I just want everybody to know that. The one guy in the mask, you know that's the mainstream media journalist that I'm filming right there, right?
I didn't think we were that far in yet. He stuck it in and fucking top pads. I'm not 100% sure of that.
So is that the total death count? Was the one girl got shot and the police officer for medical
4 people.
complications?
So apparently,
four people.
Four people that I know of. There may be a fifth. So from what I understand, you had the girl that got shot. Okay, then you had one person that fell. You know, they were trying to accuse a cop of pushing that person. I don't know whether that's true or not. And then you had 2 heart attacks in the audience. Now, allegedly, one of those heart attacks was a guy accidentally tased himself. But I don't know that that's true either. That's what's being reported. Now, the cop that died of his injuries, I don't know what happened from whatever injuries, but I do know that one cop did take the bottom of a flagpole, in other words, the ball of a flagpole, in his eye socket.
Ooh.
Exactly. Now, I don't know if it comes out later that is the person that died. maybe I'm not saying. Listen, again, I wasn't there for that initial raid or whatever happened there. There you go. There's some bear mace coming out right there, guys. That's what happens when you get in the hole of cops. You get bear maced. Yeah, oh, there's some more spray right there, John. Oh, but eventually they get a canister of bear mace from the police somehow. There it is right there. There's the canister of bear mace being passed up to the protesters. And then the cops themselves get bear maced. Again, that bear mace came out of nowhere. Where did that bear mace come from? I don't know, Fitch. 475 watching. Can we get more than 225 thumbs up? You know what? One of the reasons I said Running Man.
Guys, like, you're not gonna like just okay. Oh, well, Antifa did it. Like, the rules aren't the same. They don't play the game. They don't play the game fair. It's not. They're not fair. They're not going to play it fair. You don't get to do what they do.
No.
Like, you don't have the media control. You don't have the narrative control. You don't get that. You don't get that privilege to do the same thing that the other team has. You have to do a different strategy. You have to have a different approach. That's just the way it is. Because
there it is.
There's
the bear mace in the cops.
Their way, you just end up becoming the asshole. They paint you as the asshole.
But again, I want to know where the bear mace came from. I want to know where the sledgehammer came from. Like, that, they didn't pull that bear mace from like, whatchamacallit. See, and there you go. They sprayed it again. They didn't pull that bear mace like from the police and then do it. Like, who brought a sledgehammer? Is that Trump supporters that are bringing sledgehammers? Who brought that bear mace?
I wonder if they either some of them had the intention of doing that, or they were like, "Oh, Antifa's going to show up."
Even then, dude, I got to tell you, I don't know of people that would like I just see it come out of nowhere. It just seems odd to me. I'm not saying it's one way or the other. Again, I don't think it's 100% provocateur. You know, a lot of it's group mentality, right?
CIA had trench coats on the site, and they were handing shit out. Probably, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, Jesus.
No, well, come on. The Central Intelligence Agency had to know there was going to be something huge today. Seriously, that's real. The CIA, which is in Langley, Virginia, which again, one of their main jobs is securing not only the presidency but the political system itself, right? Of course, they knew how many people were showing up.
They run it all,
dude.
Totally.
Exactly. The CIA, NSA, they knew the numbers of the people that were going to show up. I saw almost no. John, they
knew who was showing up before the people got there. They saw your credit cards. They saw your plane tickets. They know. You took a day off of work. They knew. They know. Like, it's all database. There's a file. There's a big thick file. It's all digital, but like they
yeah, it's exactly.
It's all there. They know your spending habits. They know your favorite candy. They know your favorite sex position.
Oh, and now they're running ads on YouTube. Do you see the now all the videos get ads, even for people that don't get paid? Remember how they were going to implement that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. They got those like non-skippable ads that just start wherever. They're pretty much there.
Yeah. It's good to know that now, because I have technique videos that I host on YouTube, but I make available when I sell on Gumroad.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I list them as non-monetizable, whatever. So I don't want people to pay me for the course stuff and then have to watch a commercial while they train.
Yeah.
Now it's not an option even.
I think they're just popping
on
everything.
They're going to be forced to have to like.
I don't know if they put them on every video, but I'm seeing them all over the place now, and people are telling me they're seeing ads again, the forced ones they can't skip on my videos. Yeah. Good times.
Well, they're basically hedging the fact that they're going to lose a lot of revenue by censoring a bunch of people.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, yeah, you're 100% right. And then again, really using a business tactic that should be totally and completely illegal, where if somebody works for you, even as a private contractor, they should still be able to make money, right? But no, you incentivize some and then you unincentivize others or just outright ban them. Dude, we're in crazy town. We're in crazy town.
Well beyond crazy town.
Especially
like I have good friends that I respect, but like they believe this nonsense and they refuse to see it. Like they don't see riots as riots.
You know what?
One riot's okay, one riot's not. It's the same thing we see with the fucking COVID protests and masks and whatever. Oh, this group is protesting. It's okay that they don't have masks. Oh, well, this group is protesting. That's not okay. It's got to be across the board. It's got to be the same everywhere. Consistency, people. Consistency.
I can only liken it to, and they brought up 9/11 a lot today between Tucker and Greenwald, that just so many people are so used to buying into the mainstream narrative, they can't not believe it, and it's happening, and they're just hypnotized. And it's going to take some kind of. This is when the ladder gets in there, by the way. I could see where
who pulled the ladder out of where?
I don't know. Well, I have somebody cutting wires, John.
Are they walking down the street in the parade with a ladder on their back? Where did that happen?
I think they might have taken it off somewhere in the construction of the scaffolding. That's very possible because they're getting ready for the inauguration. Like, again, things got wild. But that was the only hole. Again, the cops were calm up there. They never got bum rushed. The focus was there. Eventually, again, they do.
None of this makes mainstream though, and this video will probably get striked and taken down.
Let's hope not. I don't know why it would get struck. Again, I don't know what I did that was illegal, and I don't know
because you're not going along with the fucking left wing narrative. What do you mean? I don't know why. Do you really not know why, Jason?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm trying to show is, again, 99.
You told the truth. That's not allowed. Jesus.
A massive amount of people.
You tell the truth, you could hurt feelings.
Well, here's the thing, man.
You tell the truth, you could hurt feelings. That can't be allowed.
I don't care who's in office on the 21st if there's still lockdowns and masks and no sports and any of it. So what have I been advocating for? That we need to get into these buildings in mass and peacefully protest. Now, again, we're talking about tens of thousands of people, probably right there alone, right? Maybe 20,000, maybe 30,000 at the Capitol. I mean, there was well over 100,000 at the actual speech. So when you're there, if you think you had 500 people at each place, but now you're a domestic terrorist if you dare go to the halls of government and not have some kind of a passport or a meeting or a scheduled protest. And
you get your COVID papers.
See, this is my point.
The Capitol COVID papers.
So look up there. The cops and those people, if they really wanted to storm, that's where they would have had to get through. And nobody is doing anything up there at the top level at all.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's just, hey, man, I'm just pointing out the facts of what actually happened. If you want to say that this was a riot and that mobs took over, you're looking at a bunch of people, for the most part, peacefully protesting. I have the hot zone where there is activity, right? I have the and by the way, there it is. There's the doorbuster. So the guy has a cop doorbuster. And eventually, they got my camera froze, and I missed some of it, but they got the bottom part open. And this is where people start getting in. Now, this is long after the events of the shooting and everything the media showed of people getting in, as far as I know. So, just odd times. And, like, who is this guy? He's Red Hat guy?
Who's that guy?
Here, we're gonna get a shot of Red Hat guy here because again,
yeah, it's dumb fucks like this. Like you're not gonna do anything. Like this isn't a revolution. This isn't a takeover. You're not armed. What are you gonna do? Oh, we're just gonna rush in there and the world will change because I broke a window and ran in a building. What's your follow up? What's your follow up, people?
Exactly.
For real. And I will use that same argument towards the Black Lives Matter people. What's your follow up? I'm just going to go crazy and kill people and burn shit.
Thank you.
Then what? Then the world will be so much better and perfect, and everybody will just do what you're supposed to.
You're right. And again, that's why
You're
we
just
have to
masturbating people. You're emotionally masturbating on a government building. That's all that is.
I agree. Again, folks, if you had a plan of civil disobedience, if you said, you know what, we're all staying here until, we get a
Camp out. Stay there for a month.
Yeah, that's right.
Stay there until the inauguration. Don't
Exactly.
leave.
Or demand an independent
Please
investigation
stay there,
that we
have
can agree
cookouts,
on.
sing songs.
Like that's a great idea.
Make them sick dogs on you, spray you with water cannons, and beat your ass to take you out of there for sitting around, holding hands, and singing "Kumbaya."
That's right.
Eating hot dogs, cooking s'mores, America shit.
Well, again, if you come
With
in
the
there with a plan,
Budweisers.
if you say, listen, what are these people here for? They believe the election was rigged, right? They believe that. So
They believe, well, it's more than that. They believe the government has turned their backs. Their elected representatives have turned their backs on the American people. This started in at least in my generation. It started in 2001 or whatever the fuck when we went to Iraq. Weapons of mass destruction.
2003 went to Iraq, 2001, 9/11, war on terror, Afghanistan, etc. But yes. Listen, this is my point. Now we have another guy up there with a mask, and he's directing people in there. They're saying they think the election's rigged, right? Now, if you want to go there and, like I said, stay there and say, listen, we're demanding an actual independent investigation, or that we, the people, do have jurisdiction, and that our grievances must be met, and you're not going to vote against a state and say they don't have standing because all the states are represented here, and you're going to be for Supreme Court to actually open up and look at the evidence they want to present. Because remember, they didn't look at any of the evidence. They just said it didn't have standing.
They missed all of it. Everybody just wanted to get rid of Trump so bad they're just like, no, we don't even want to look at this.
Well, I'm just saying they didn't do it. So again, if you want to be effective as a group, you're sitting in. You say we're not leaving until the inauguration, or the Supreme Court actually has to sit down and look at the evidence. When that happens, and then they rule on the evidence itself, we will leave. Now, that's a plan. That's a plan. That's a little more thought out than we're smashing windows. We're smashing windows.
I'll put my feet on Pelosi's desk, which is whatever. It's the greatest photo op ever. That guy is awesome. He's my hero. He really is. But like, that's a great picture. That's awesome. It may be worth the jail time. The one guy who goes to prison, that was a pretty great picture.
You say that until you drop the soap the first time and you're not John Fitch.
I don't know though. Depends on where he goes, because those guys might be Trumpers too, and
That's-
they might give him high fives. They might be like, yeah, fuck Pelosi, man.
There's always going to be somebody in prison, John. There's always going to be somebody in prison. Listen, I was just thinking the other day how much I don't want to go to jail, John. Like, even before the Capitol, just with everything going on.
I wouldn't be locked up in there with them. They'd be locked in there with me.
I don't care, man. I want to live my, you know how fucking crazy I've been going before I moved here? Like,
I mean, my mentality is this, man. You're not taking me alive. Like, you're not. I've lived a great life. I've been an asshole most of it. And like, I'm not going to stop because like, we're going to take you away. Oh yeah. What if I say no? We're going to shoot you. Good luck. Like I might take PCU with me, but like, I'm not going. I'm not going peacefully. Screw you. I'd rather be dead. Give me freedom or give me death. That's my fucking battle cry. 100%. I'd rather be punished immeasurably than to give up my freedom.
And with that, folks, the words of John Fitch, you can find so much more John Fitch at johnfitch.net. John, I guess we're going to use this as our mixed martial mindset for the week, since I wasn't able to come Monday because I was down there. Tell people not only where they can find you, but what you're going to be doing. You got any seminars coming up?
Working on seminars. If you are interested in me coming out to do a seminar, or you want to hook up for a small group private, you can contact my partner Leah at johnfitch.net. It's the email. And book us for that. But I also make some of my seminar stuff I'm recording and putting up on Gumroad. So I have a couple there. I have another one coming up I'm getting ready for. It's a 2-parter. It'll be good. So you can learn some violence, and I have some training stuff in there too, some resistance band stuff. That's free. I got some free stuff and the pay stuff. So check that out. Go to jumpfish.net. I got the newsletter. I've sent out weekly newsletters, and I let you know all the stuff I'm doing, all the links I have, all there.
TheGruelingTruth.com. That's where you can find the podcast, where you'll find this. Rockfin. Almost $4. It almost hit $4. Let me tell you something. The only reason right now I was able to move my family, I got a little put away, is because of you guys out there and this platform that's allowed me not only to give you a premium service, which some of you want to support me for, but when you do, you get Fitch's stuff, you get Askren's stuff, you get Cernovich's stuff, Nico House, Kim Iverson, the Convo Couch, Sam Tripoli, so many others. It's a really unique platform. And with all this
of censorship, it's going to be really important to find places and platforms that do not censor. And Rockfin is not going to censor.
No, they're not going to censor at all. I mean, again, not reasonable free speech. Why would you? We're not calling for violence. We're not calling for any of that. And again, if you can help me, the GoFundMe's there. Guys, I love you. I'm probably going to sleep in tomorrow after, again, being on the road for 13 straight hours and on a kind of adrenaline high all week, popping out videos and stuff like that. Fitch, we will do it Monday, though, right? We'll talk MMA and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, well, did I miss fights?
Yeah, big fights coming up, I think.
Was Bellator on last night?
There's nothing until like the next big fights.
Really? The pay-per-view, the UFC?
I think so.
Well, that's garbage. All right, well, that's another story. That's usually not this show. Fitch, thanks for joining me for this special, man. I really appreciate it. Guys, I'll see you on the flip, and I love you. Later, John.
All right, guys. Check you later.